Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital comings and goings. Rick Lansing returns. GH comings and goings are thrilled to announce Rick Lansing's return after an 8-year absence. Fans may recall Rick as the half-brother of mob kingpin, Sonny Corinthos. He's also an exceptional attorney and the father of Molly Lansing. The Rick actor begins filming next week and his first scenes will air the week of August 19, 2024. Furthermore, he confirmed that he's back to take care of his daughter, Molly. General Hospital fans know that Molly's sister, Christina Corinthos, is currently her surrogate. However, things are getting messy and it looks like Chrissy will try to keep the baby. Most likely, that's why Rick is back, and being an attorney, he will likely fight on his daughter's behalf. Meanwhile, Molly and Christina's mom, Alexis Davis, recently got her law license back. So, she may take Christina's side and go up against Rick in court. Soon, it may be Alexis and Chrissy against Rick and Molly to see who gets the baby. Indeed, it is sure to be emotional and dramatic and we can't wait to see how it plays out. GH casting updates. Valentine and Charlotte out. As Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, comes back for Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, another father takes his daughter and runs. Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, is on the run from the FBI. And he is not leaving his daughter Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez, behind. They've disappeared and likely will not return until Val can find a way to keep himself out of prison. Meanwhile, on General Hospital, Pentonville Prison has a new warden, portrayed by Dutch Johnson. General Hospital casting news. Jake Weber exits. Also, Jake Weber, Hudson West, will be off the canvas for a while. Recently, he got accepted to a prestigious art school in Barcelona, Spain. Plus, his dad, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, is paying for all of it. So, Jake is off to college now. However, official sources confirm his exit is not permanent, and the role will not be recast. So, Jake will eventually return to General Hospital. In addition, legacy character Lulu Spencer, Emmy Rylan, may finally wake up from her 4-year-long coma soon. There is no confirmation as of yet. However, her mother, Laura Spencer Collins, Jeannie Francis, and her ex-husband, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, recently went to visit her. And the way they were talking, it truly seems like Lulu could be coming back. Especially, because her brother, Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, is returning soon. It makes sense and fans are hoping it will happen because Lulu is greatly missed. GH is hotter than ever. Don't miss it to see what Rick Lansing has planned on the ABC Sudzer. Port Charles is about to get rocked once again, because a familiar face is back, and he's bringing more trouble than ever. That's right, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, is returning to General Hospital, and his comeback promises to reignite old rivalries, uncover buried secrets, and spark shocking new alliances. After years away, Rick's reappearance couldn't come at a more chaotic time for the residents of Port Charles. Between Sonny's crumbling empire, Drew's manipulative streak, and the ever-shifting loyalties within the Corinthos clan, Rick's arrival will be like tossing gasoline on a bonfire. But why is he really back? And who will be the first to pay the price? A blast from the past. It's been years since Rick Lansing set foot in Port Charles, the ambitious lawyer and former DA whose complicated history with Sonny Corinthos left scars all over town. Longtime fans remember that Rick wasn't just Sonny's half-brother. He was also one of his greatest enemies. Their sibling bond was poisoned by resentment, rivalry, and Rick's endless need to prove himself superior to Sonny. But now, Rick returns under mysterious circumstances. Sources close to GH insiders say his re-entry will start quietly, a shadowy figure watching from the Metro Court Bar, a phone call intercepted by Sam, and whispers that he's connected to a major upcoming case involving deception and crimson. One thing's for sure, Rick never comes to town without an agenda. The case that brings him back. Speculation is running wild that Rick's return ties into Drew Kane's growing list of legal problems. Drew's power plays at Aurora Media have ruffled feathers all across Port Charles, and word is someone's digging into his business dealings. That someone could very well be Rick, back in the courtroom, defending or prosecuting a case that could flip the script entirely. Insiders suggest that Rick might even be the one representing Nina Reeves, as she prepares to wage war over Crimson's ownership and reputation. Nina's legal troubles have been mounting, and Rick's track record as a sharp, cunning attorney makes him the perfect weapon for her comeback. But if he's taking Nina's side, That automatically puts him at odds with Drew and Carly. Can you imagine Carly Corinthos coming face-to-face with Rick again? The tension would be off the charts. Their history is long and twisted, filled with betrayal, manipulation, and tragedy. For Rick, Carly has always represented the life he wanted but could never reopened. Rick's return won't just rattle Drew and Carly, it will also reignite old family drama with Sonny. These two brothers have spent decades trapped in a cycle of rivalry and resentment. But now, with Sonny's empire crumbling under pressure from the FBI, John Cates, and even his own paranoia, Rick might find the perfect opportunity to strike. Imagine this: Sonny's mental state is deteriorating, Ava is exploiting it, and Jason is torn between loyalty and conscience. Suddenly, Rick walks into the picture, cool, confident, and ready to help his brother navigate his legal woes. But is he really helping, or maneuvering Sonny into his next downfall? There's even buzz that Rick might be working undercover, perhaps for the Justice Department, or even secretly aligned with John Cates. It wouldn't be the first time Rick played both sides of the law to get what he wanted. And if he's after redemption, or revenge, no one in Port Charles will see it coming until it's too late. Elizabeth and the emotional fallout. Another key player who will be shaken by Rick's return is Elizabeth Weber. Rick and Liz's relationship was one of the most complicated love stories in GH history. Though their marriage ended in heartbreak, there's still a deep connection between them, and memories of what might have been. With Elizabeth struggling to balance her relationship with Finn, her career, and the emotional fallout from her son's dramas, Rick's return could reopen old wounds she thought were long healed. Will he try to win her back, or exploit her vulnerabilities for his own ends? Fans can expect a few emotional hospital corridor encounters, full of regret, nostalgia, and those lingering sparks that never quite died out. And if Rick starts crossing paths with Finn, jealousy could flare quickly. Ava's dangerous interest. Of course, no Port Charles comeback is complete without Ava Jerome taking notice. Ava loves to align herself with power, and she can spot a manipulator from a mile away. Sources hint that Rick and Ava might form a temporary alliance, both using each other to achieve their goals. For Ava, Rick could be the perfect ally in her ongoing war against Sonny and Carly. For Rick, Ava could provide access to secrets, resources, and connections he needs to execute his mysterious plan. But with both of them being master manipulators, their partnership would be a ticking time bomb. Imagine Rick helping Ava navigate legal trouble, only to later turn on her, using confidential information to blackmail her. That's classic Rick Lansing. Possible new power trios. Rick's reappearance could also shake up the power dynamics across the board. Fans are already buzzing about a possible triangle between Rick, Diane Miller, and Alexis Davis. Both women have shared romantic or professional history with him, and sparks could fly in the courtroom or at Charlie's pub. Meanwhile, if Rick teams up with Nina, we might see a new, anti-Carly alliance forming, with Rick as Nina's ruthless strategist, pushing her to finally take everything she's been denied. And if Valentine Cassadine gets involved, that trio could be unstoppable. A secret he's hiding. But the biggest question of all, why now? Rick's return likely hides a dark secret. Rumor has it he may be connected to one of Port Charles's most shocking deaths, possibly even Monica Quartermain's recent tragedy. Did Rick know something about the circumstances of her passing? Was he involved in covering up a Q family scandal? Others whisper he might have a hidden child, a young adult tied to the Weber or Corinthos families, setting up a fresh generation of drama. Rick's history with manipulation and secrecy means anything is possible. The fallout ahead. One thing is clear, Rick Lansing's comeback is going to shake Port Charles to its core. He's not just returning for nostalgia, he's coming back to reclaim his power, settle old debts, and possibly rewrite his legacy. Expect fireworks as he clashes with Sonny, tests Carly's patience, provokes Drew, and maybe, just maybe, finds redemption in Elizabeth's forgiving heart. But this is Rick Lansing we're talking about. Redemption rarely lasts long in Port Charles. And neither does peace. Final tease. As Rick strolls into the Metro court, adjusting his tie with that signature smirk, all eyes turn. Carly freezes. Sonny's jaw tightens. Drew's expression darkens.